thank you so much for coming down.
Thank
I
you.
mean, you've successfully done this already at Huma, and now you're at a new location.
Yes.
And you said, how long have you been in Youngsville?
About 2 months.
Okay, 2 months. And you're all moved in, like you moved houses or
Oh,
apartments or
yes.
whatever, yeah? How was that? Was that a fun experience?
No, it was not.
I just did it myself.
You did.
I,
It's a lot of work. You don't realize how much stuff you accumulate until you have to pack it.
I know. And I kind of feel that nowadays, like furniture is almost disposable because every time I try and move some of this IKEA style, like, stuff that I've spent hours and hours putting
Putting together.
together and everything.
Hmm.
So you try and move that. I give it maybe a 50% chance it's actually going to arrive to the new place in the same state.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
but so I just did it because I'm moving up to Wyoming, and
And you moved from where?
well, it's a long story, but so I was in Dubai.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
That's
So,
like my dream trip.
all right. Well,
Mhm.
I like this conversation already. I'll tell you all about Dubai. Okay.
Perfect.
But so we were my wife and we have a just over a year old daughter. We were in Dubai for we met in 2021. So I've been there since 2020, right when the pandemic. Actually, I took the last flight out of San Francisco
Hmm.
and got to Dubai in I guess March of 2020. So we were in Dubai and we weren't sure where we wanted to move. So we bought this RV and I said, well, let's wrap it in access care stuff and we'll go and do like little mini health fairs along with days like here at SLB, of clinical care and just do these podcasts. But at the same time, my wife and daughter and I will get to see a little bit of the United States and decide
Yes.
where we want to be. So we did that it was 4.5 months and 18,600 miles in
Wow.
this thing with a
Yes.
1-year-old baby.
I can only imagine. The baby was probably climbing the walls,
Oh,
just couldn't wait to get out.
it was fun. It was fun because so right where you were sitting, this thing goes down, and you can put like a baby car seat, and of course she's facing that direction, I guess. But now, if the car seat is like on the ground, like at the apartment, and she'll go over and just sit in the car seat. I don't know if that we've damaged this kid.
I don't think so. That's her comfortable space.
I
That's
guess
her.
I guess so. I guess so.
Hmm.
But so okay, so you moved up here and you unpacked everything and
No,
you
I didn't unpack it.
oh no, it's still in boxes. Okay, I hear you.
It's a mess. It's a
Yeah.
mess. But I'm working on it slowly.
Yeah, well, you know what? You don't want to overstress yourself out. You
Yes.
don't want to try and like tackle it all in like, a day or two. You take your
Mm,
time.
yes, I'll try.
Yeah.
But it's getting on my nerves. So yeah, it's time to
Yeah.
finish.
Yeah. Well, we were saying earlier when you stopped down, is it so you're only what, 20 minutes or something from Lafayette? Is that right? Youngsville is like 20 minutes south?
If that,
Okay.
it's not very far.
Okay.
Because I live maybe 5 miles down the road, and that's considered Lafayette. So, but Lafayette, as you said earlier, is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
I was really quite shocked. I mean, like when I drove through, because I came from Shreveport and I drove through, and the RV park that I'm staying at is down in New Iberia, and it was raining cats and dogs like crazy last night. I was like, wow, this is way bigger than I thought it would be.
It is, and it's growing.
It's nice.
It is. It is.
Nice. I'm telling
Yes.
you, like I went and picked up the coffee this morning. I'm like, whoa, this is some fancy.
Where I live, it's like there's everything. There's like a Whole Foods, Target,
Yeah.
any store you could think about is right there. So it's perfect.
See, this is what you don't I didn't realize till doing this trip. Well, I should say I did a lot of work with the U.S. military years and years ago, and so luckily, because they're great people to work with. Number one, and number two, it's like a lot of these places are not in your major cities, so it's like you get to see more of it. I remember this was 25 years ago. I was on a plane to Ireland, and this guy Ronan, friend of a friend, and I just randomly he was on the same plane, and he said to me, he goes. I was like, oh, where have you been in the United States? He said, I feel like I've been in a lot of places in the United States. I'm like, where? He's like, Miami, San Francisco, New York City,
Major
Houston. And I'm like, after going going out to these military sites, and it's like, you haven't seen anything. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
it's the real thing about the U.S. is it's like we talked about earlier. It's so different in so many different ways.
Yes.
It's great to hear that Lafayette has everything at your fingertips. I
Oh,
mean,
yes.
it's but and it's like I said, it's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So were you think, as you said, you're originally from the Huma area? were you scared about coming, or was
Not
like, nah,
really.
I'm ready to go anywhere?
Yeah, I was ready
Okay.
because where I live is a really small town,
Yeah.
really, really small town.
Yeah.
So moving out here was like, and I like city living. I'm not country girl.
Okay.
So being here is really a lot better for me because I love having the convenience of everything.
Had you lived anywhere else in between? Okay.
I've lived in Houston.
Okay.
So
Well, that's
this is like a little mini Houston to me.
yeah.
Mhm.
Houston is I think it's like the fifth largest city in the US, or
It's huge as well. Yes.
yeah. And I like think let's see, I was in San Francisco, which is small compared. I mean, it's like, I don't even know, it's a million people. I think Houston's like 5 million or something.
At least.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's probably just like this immediate, city and surrounding area. But I mean, it's like almost, Texas is like, everything's big in Texas, right? But how many years were you there?
I was there 3 years.
Were you with SLB?
No, I was with another company.
Okay.
And I was actually with CVS Pharmacy.
Oh, cool.
It's an operations manager, so I was just like a store manager.
Oh, cool.
And we worked all over the city. So when I tell you I learned Houston very well,
you knew
well.
the street. So because maybe with the pharmacy, not just as an operations manager, were you guys doing like, I don't know, like flu shots around with big employers and all that stuff? So you would have to know, like, okay,
Yes.
cool.
And we would actually go to each other's stores and help, like when we had makeup resets and things like that, we would go help other stores to help them set up.
Yeah.
So I learned Houston very well.
Did you like working with CVS then? Yeah. Was that pre CVS Aetna or whatever it is, CVS Health, or was that during
it was pre CVS.
Okay.
But while I was there, I actually moved back to Louisiana. When I moved back to Louisiana, it was we were converting our transition to Aetna.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was like the first of the big ones that kind of like took this model of if you call it, what integration that is, but it's like, of brick and mortar of the pharmacies, but also the connection with the workplace health. I think it's brilliant.
It is.
It's like it seems like the other ones are all kind of following suit with that kind of means, would be the biggest, I guess, competitor to CVS, exactly. But they're also involved, I think, in I don't know if it, like the insurance side, but they have this thing like Premise Health, which has like fixed site clinics. I think I could be wrong with that, but I thought they were somehow involved with that. But anyways, so
we're getting off topic.
Yeah, okay. So let's go back. So you say your dream thing was to go to Dubai, huh?
Yes.
Why Dubai?
So I do know actually. So after I saw like the Fast and Furious movie, and it was recorded there, it filmed there, and I was like, oh my God, Dubai is beautiful. And then everybody that I've spoken to that have gone, they're like, it's such a beautiful place. So I was like, well, I want to go.
You gotta go. Well, I have to admit, I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
I know. It's like I mean, yeah, I'm definitely into those type of movies. For whatever reason, I think I missed it early, because now there's like, I don't even know how many there are.
Too many.
But like it's like I guess I need to get like caught up. I got to start at number one and with the original one and then get through. But I didn't know they filmed one out there. Now some people, I remember there was like a Mission Impossible that was also, I think, many years ago. There was one that was in Dubai. I can definitely say, as I'm sure my audience is very well familiar with me talking about Dubai, how much I love it there. I love it. Well, SLB's big in Dubai, in the UAE.
Yeah. I have one of my coworkers that, she was actually, he was supposed to be coming here to Louisiana, and they actually transferred her to Dubai.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm so jealous.
Yeah. It's just randomly. They're like, hey, you want to go here? And
she was in in Bogota.
Cool.
And when the opportunity, she of course took it, and she loves it.
And she's in Dubai, not in Abu Dhabi?
No, Dubai.
Dubai, yeah. So, okay, the UAE, and you probably know this already, but like, I think it's like 7 different Emirates, right? And I couldn't even know all of their names. That's embarrassing. I've been there 5 years. Okay. I guess if you asked like somebody in Europe to name the 50 states or something, they'd probably have a tough time going through it. But they probably know it better than I would. Anyways, so Dubai is kind of like halfway between Sharjah, one of the Emirates, and Abu Dhabi. And there was really no oil or anything in where now Dubai is. It was kind of like created out of the sand to be where what now is the kind of like I don't know, maybe the financial hub if, for the UAE, and maybe you could say the wider GCC, or it's, I mean, it's a little bit like, I guess you could say, since you said you like, big city living. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's that aspect of it if you want to have everything at your fingertips, and very Americanized for sure. So like it's not hard for Americans going there. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's from that perspective. Although they still, it's weird. They have like the UK plugs, like the, which are like massive, but then they also have like the people drive on the side, on the right hand side of the street, like we do in the US. Which I always think is
Mm-hmm.
like, what, like why is it like some of the UK and some of the US? Maybe they take the best of either one.
That
Anyways,
works.
yeah, but like what I liked about Dubai is, and it'd be interesting to see where if you know where your colleague lives in Dubai. I live down in Dubai Marina, which is
Mm-hmm.
about 20 minutes south of the downtown area where the Burj Khalifa is at. And it's just it's like a beach town, I mean, yeah, there's skyscrapers and everything, but like it's really chill and relaxed. And, you don't need a car if you're in Dubai Marina, everything's delivered, or you can walk to pretty much anything you need.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's what I like about it. But it'd be interesting. I mean,
I'm not really sure exactly where she
yeah,
is. We haven't really discussed that too much,
yeah,
but she loves it.
yeah.
I do know that.
Yeah,
She
yeah, yeah,
does love it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. We got, so I mean, and it's an easy. I mean, well, I suppose from here you might have a couple hops. You might have like from there's a major airport in Lafayette, I assume, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe get to Houston, then a nonstop over. But you should do it. You should. I mean,
Oh, I plan on it.
yeah,
That's like on my bucket list. I'm gonna
lock it
go.
in. Now you know somebody there too. That makes it
Yeah.
so much easier.
And we talk about it all the time.
Yeah,
Ever since she moved there, I'm like, I'm coming, I'm coming.
yeah. Maybe give her, like, I don't know how long she's been there, but if
She's
she's
been there about 3 years.
okay, so
Mhm.
she's a local. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
like 3 years in, it's not a big country either. So I'm sure she's gotten some chance to get out to some of the other Emirates and everything. So okay, so you were with, like, how did it happen that you moved back to Louisiana? You were still with CVS.
I was. And I decided to go back to school. And I got my bachelor's in management, and then I got my HR
No kidding. Okay,
while I was working at CVS.
awesome. So
Then while I was in school, one of my teachers told me about the internship at SLB. And she was like, I think you should apply. And she actually referred them to me
yeah,
and
there you
took
go.
off from there.
You know, I could imagine SLB has an amazing internship program. I could imagine how fast, certainly what you get for the education and your previous experience with CVS, but I could
Hmm.
imagine that's just a whole nother level.
It was. It
Yeah.
was.
And
It was a great experience. Learned a lot in a little bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They
Mhm.
pack it in.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I mean, I did an MBA too. Well, I did an EMBA, which I think is a lot easier than the MBAs.
Mm.
Like, yeah, I have to say, like, you probably went through a lot more hell to get that degree than maybe I did. Was it tough?
It wasn't too bad. It really wasn't. It was like an extension from my bachelor's. It
Yeah.
was just a little more coursework, just a little more.
And you did it right back to back.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, if I wouldn't have done that, I probably wouldn't have went back.
It was a scary thing for me doing that. I did my bachelor's, and then I had been out in the work world for a number of years, and I only did the EMBA because I thought I did mine in Denmark, and it was a longer story there, but it was about, I wanted to leave I was running a company in the United
Hmm.
States, and I didn't want to compete with the company that I just built. So I was
Hmm.
like, well, I'll just go overseas and then start a business overseas. And that way, because I still owned a little piece of the company, so I didn't, I didn't want to
Hmm.
compete
So
with
that's how
some.
you started Access Fair?
Yeah, well,
Oh.
that's another long story. But I was doing workplace health with a company at the time called On-Site Dental. The board asked me to take over the company and restructure it, and I was only 27. I didn't know anything. I mean, I was like, I just had the clients, and they're like, well, if you can make it work, great. Keep going with it. If you can't, turn off the lights, lock the door, and that's it. It was like shut it down. And I'm like, okay, like I didn't know. So I did that for a number of years. And we grew the company and changed the name On-Site Health Services. But after doing it for like 10 years, the company it didn't feel innovative to me the way it was when it was smaller. So I knew I wanted to do something where I could have more of an ownership piece, or be the owner of it. And so I did this executive MBA in Denmark. And like I said, executive MBA, what I realized is, and maybe tell me if I'm wrong here, maybe you know better, but like people who do, my outside opinion, for whatever that's worth, it's like when you do an MBA, it's like you could do the MBA anywhere in the world because you're thinking, hey, this is to give me that solid rock, and then I can go. You might not have the things that are tying you to the local place where you did the MBA. Whereas an EMBA, people are typically a little bit older, like mid-30s, maybe older than that. But they might already be married, have kids. So they're doing the executive MBA where they live and where they're likely to stay. I didn't know any of this when I signed up with the MBA. I was like, oh, that just sounds good. It's part-time, like, and maybe, I don't know. I didn't do any research on it. I was like, okay, let's do this.
While you're working, you're thinking about the convenience as well. To make sure it's easy for you to get the coursework done and work. Because trust me, it took me a while to think about it. I was like, do I want to continue going to school? Because it was stressful.
Yeah.
Working 40 hours a week as well as going to school full time. It was stressful.
But
worth it.
Was it a 1-year program or a 2-year program?
Well, it was 10 courses. So it was about a year and a half. And you could double the courses to make it like I think it was like a 9-month.
Wow.
That was
intense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I just did one course, and one course was like 6 weeks.
Okay. So and as the focus on HR, did you know that's where you must have known, so because was your bachelor's in?
Yeah, it was in management / HR.
Management. Okay.
With a concentration in HR.
My EMBA had any concentrations? I think it was just an EMBA. I don't know. Maybe they did it different over there. You kind of had a section of each part of the business, whether it's supply chain management or innovation or finance, corporate finance. How did you like the corporate finance? Did you do that in your MBA?
No, I didn't have finance.
Okay.
I had the the accounting, but thankfully no finance. Because when I tell you I struggled with finance, finance was it was difficult. It was really, really difficult.
I was the same way.
And I was good in math, so I was like, it was puzzling to me that I could not.
Well, I have a thought on that. So, like, I say the same thing. I think I was pretty good in math. Like accounting, other than it being boring, I could like kind of get that. But like the corporate finance, I think I don't know what the right word is, so I could be wrong. But it's kind of like you kind of have to make a lot of assumptions. Like you kind of have to. You're not really. You're almost like theoretical in your mind. It's like, this is how I'm going to build this thing out, and what is that to prove it, other than this is the I don't know. I could be full of it, but that's kind of how I felt about it. But corporate finance was a pain for me. This guy Jesper like basically dragged me by the nose to get me through the class. So thank God for him. Yes.
But majored in finance because I was like, so you're gonna keep doing this?
You're making a choice to it.
After my first finance class, I was so thankful to get out of there. So thankful.
That's the funny thing is where you get it. I mean, just obviously everybody's different. Whatever floats your boat, you do it. But it's like I am saying is like, like we do dental. Like I'm not a dentist, never know anything about it. I'd love to be able to pull a tooth. No one lets me. But could you imagine doing that every day, like working in other people's mouth? Like no.
And I actually had a hygienist tell me that she actually loved her job.
Yeah.
And when people would come in with a lot of issues, she loved it. She was like, that makes my day. I'm like,
how's that work?
Okay, yes. She loved it. I was like, but you gotta love what you do, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of respect for me. But, well, from CVS, I mean, retail's not easy. I mean, dealing with the random people coming, but then you're dealing in somebody's mouth. The top of it, like yes, on top of dealing with their personalities. Yeah. So gotta love them. I mean, good for them. But yeah, so we're talking. So so the EMBAs did that, and then I did you asked, is that how I came up with Access Care? So I kind of took the previous company that I was doing here in the United States. Then I went over to my executive MBA, and then I ended up moving there because it was I could travel. The first year I was going back and forth, so it was every other weekend. So I'd fly over to Denmark for the weekend, do the courses, and then fly back and do work. So I was still working at the same time, but nowhere near to what the intensity what you were doing. I mean, that was different. And I did a company in Denmark, and then sold that company to a private healthcare company in Denmark. and then started Access Care. So, but we were like actually Access Care initially started in Dubai, and then we got Ireland up and going, and then we went into the US, and that's when I said I think this was the first site that we went to as getting Access Care US operations going. And so, and Leroy was the man, you know, like making, I was like, he's great.
Yes,
and
he is.
Yeah. I gotta get him in. I'm gonna try and get him in for a little podcast session. I bet that guy's got stories.
I'm sure.
The big thing is like, he's got the most crazy, cool green eyes, right? Have you noticed that? I think they're green. It is like, I was like, so, I don't know if that's a Louisiana thing or what, but he's just got these. They'll peer right through you. So
gorgeous though.
So okay, so you said 2 months in with this location, you know Leroy, you're getting, in with the locals, understanding just little differences that are, I'm sure every place you go, there's got to be are there little differences between one SLB site and another one?
Yeah, a little, not too much, but Louisiana culture is Louisiana culture, so that's basically ingrained in all of the SLB sites. Like I also support a team in Patterson.
Oh, cool.
So
then we're gonna go
there, yes, when you go there, hopefully I'll be able to make it.
Great.
So and that team as well is very family oriented.
Great.
Very close to each other, and basically all the sites are about the same.
Yeah.
Everybody's close to each other.
Yeah.
Work well together.
That's really cool on the family side, because I know there's a company we're working with in Alpharetta, Georgia, Jackson Healthcare, and they had that really like tight community where even the family members came in. Like they have a fixed site health clinic on site, but that's great. I mean, you don't get that everywhere.
They also have like a chapter. It's called SSA, where the wives of the men who work for SLB, they get together and have like events and things. And when new people move in, they put them in the fold. So it's great.
Yeah,
it really is.
That's cool. It's funny. It reminds me when you said that is that when I moved to Denmark, like I didn't know much about Europe, whatever, and Scandinavia for that matter. And I would say people think generally, we're like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Not
depends on where you are.
Okay. Well, so I remember like I had this one of the entrances to this, I guess, apartment building that I lived in. They called it an upgang, is the stairwell. There was when you go up the stairwell, there'd be like two apartments, one door to the left and one to the right. And I'm thinking, like when you're in an apartment building, you'd have like 100 Main Street, apartment A, apartment B. But in Denmark, you go up, it's the way they say it is to the left or to the right. So it doesn't have a like a letter or a number or some series like what the apartment number is. It's like if you just got to know, you go to the left or to the right. But then if you're in this upgang, like I'd just be trying to talk to everybody. There wasn't a big building, but there was, I don't know, 6 floors or whatever it was. And I'm like having conversations, but it's not something you really do. And you don't just talk to your neighbor. I mean, if you, maybe after a certain number of years or whatever like that, but it's very much more like, hey, we might be neighbors, but that doesn't mean we're friends. Like, whereas I think here it's like you kind of
everybody wants to get to know each other.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. I mean, and it makes it's safer too, because I mean, when you're gone, your neighbors, like when I had my home in Thibodeau, when I was not there, my neighbors watched my house.
That's nice.
If they saw something, they were calling me.
Yeah.
So it's just the type of culture we have.
So how about at the new place here in Lafayette?
One person, and that's only because I don't see too many people. Usually when I'm going up, and I don't see anybody out. I've seen one person walking their dog.
Yeah, that's always a good way to.
It's a new complex too, so there's not too many people where I am in my building.
Okay, all right.
And it's not because I don't want to meet anybody. It's just nobody there to meet.
Okay.
I'm not going to knock on doors. No, I'm not going
to. Would you like? Do you have any hobbies or like I don't know, play tennis or something like that?
One thing I want to start doing is going to work out again. So hopefully I have a membership at Planet Fitness, so I'm going to find me one close by. And start going there. So hopefully I'll meet some people.
That's my gym too. And I honestly, I think it's one of these things. I moved to Wyoming. There's not one up there, so not in Jackson where I'm at. But I think I'm still paying for it. But in Jackson, they have this, what's it called? Recreational and Aquatic Center. And I mean, it's cold. I mean, it's super cold. It's so cold right now. But it's right across from the apartment building that we're at. Yeah, it's gonna be a cold walk. I mean, but it's at least it's a quick walk. I mean, it's part of the government system. It's like it's not like a private thing. It's cheap, absolutely gorgeous, the cleanest, nicest gym that I've ever paid for. And there's like, there's like a rock climbing wall, which I haven't tried yet. There's the pool, which the baby and my wife have gone and I haven't. That's got little slides in there.
Aww,
yeah. So I think that's good. I think luckily we have a really great neighbor we met across the street or across the hallway, and so that works out well. And it's an older building. I think also, since you said, yours is a new building, you're not going to have as many people that have been there for years and years and already have a network set up. So you're all in the same boat. Is like, who reaches out to who first,
And we actually have a gym in the complex. I'm just kind of far in the back, especially in the cold.
Not this way. It's pretty cold here. I mean,
but I need to go because when I moved here and I saw the gym, I was like, oh, this is a nice setup.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to just come and work. But I didn't realize how far I was going to be away from the gym. Yeah, I could go in there and hopefully meet some new people. Yeah, well,
I think at least the Planet Fitnesses that I've gone to, it's always good people, and it's not like it's. I don't know. I went to this one gym a couple years back, and it was like they were playing like hardcore like music. I don't know what's it, and it was like these guys like trying to put up like 8,000 pounds or whatever the heck they're doing, and it's like it's a little bit intimidating. I think Planet Fitness is a little bit more
laid back. That sounds like the other gym I had when I was in Thibodeau. It was a smaller gym, and there was a lot of bodybuilders that came there. Yeah. So they would be in there, and I had my trainer that I was working with, and they would be in there grunting. And I said, I'm going to start grunting too.
Work, bull, everything. Before I let you go, I should say one thing. I always try and ask people, what's the good, the bad, and the ugly for Access Care? What can we do better from your experiences? What are the things that worked well so we can let other SLB sites or other clients know? I mean, like I said, you can be totally transparent. Anything you like, you don't like, or you hate, it will help us. Actually,
I think it's gotten better within the last few years because we have more marketing and we have more people being involved about getting it set up. And I love that. And we have the little calls now set up with Richard.
Yep.
To have it set up and make sure they have everything scheduled, all the marketing up. And I love the follow up with everything.
Good.
I can't really think of anything bad, but the good thing is the employees love it.
Good.
They love the convenience of it. And I try to make sure I push it because I'm like, well, you want to use your benefits before the end of the year.
Right.
So the convenience of having you here on site, all you have to do is walk out the door and come and have your teeth clean, hearing. And that's another thing. I did the hearing test last year.
Yep.
And I loved the setup of it. I really did. It was really amazing.
Good.
It's not like what I expected. So I've done hearing tests, years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like you hear boom.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that. It was really electronic, really up to date. And
let me know how. So we're here on Thursday. I'll be back on Thursday. I'm gonna go to New Iberia tomorrow for some donuts and coffee, and then Patterson I think is on Monday, and then clinical services on the next day. I think Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. But so Thursday I should be back here but we got a bigger. It's actually bigger than this one. It's we call it the Pod Mother. It's in dedication to all the HR and benefits godmothers of Access Care that make this thing happen. So it's in your honor there, but it's bigger. And we did put in a whisper room, so it's a lot more isolated. Now I don't know if you'll like it like you liked the last one, but we wanted it to be a little bit more. Just a little bit in hand. But I hope the programming on the hearing is the same. We do have another thing, and I don't know if we're offering it with SLB, but it's actually for those people who find they have some, like up to a 20% hearing loss. There's a program we can give as like a little app where people can train their hearing to improve it, to get it back to where it was. I don't know if it's something that SLB asked for in this one, but I might want to, I'll tell you what, I might want to, if you've got a couple minutes, I might want to see if I can get you to pilot it and see what you think.
Okay.
It's just a little app that has worked well with some other clients, but you may, I don't know what your results were, but if there's any,
good.
that's good. Okay, well, you don't need it then. But the big, because there was this thing, I think I was saying this earlier, is that they now have found that there's a link between hearing loss and accelerated dementia. And of course, I'm butchering this from some clinical white paper, but it was saying that if people do have hearing loss, and what ends up happening is they're not, because they're not hearing it, they're not paying attention to as many things. And if you're susceptible to some level of dementia, just whatever from your genes or whatever like that, that it will end up accelerating it because you're taking less input in, and so that's going to accelerate symptoms of yeah. I mean, it like made total sense when I read it. Well, I got the synopsis. I didn't read that, but like anyways. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
really
you. This was a good conversation. I was a little nervous about it, but
oh, you were
it was a smooth conversation.